For our next matchup, we have Kelvin Gastelum versus Daniel Rodriguez. Fuck.
Keep going.
He looks like me. It's okay.
Yeah, y'all look
Guys,
the same.
this is a fun matchup. They're both strikers. They're both southpaws. Daniel Rodriguez has a really interesting style in what he does with his lead hand. Normally, in open stance with a southpaw, your lead hand is up and it is hand fighting because your jabs are almost touching each other. He plays with a low lead hand, so he doesn't really engage in that hand fight game in open stance, so he can bring up his jab, so it's hard to telegraph, it's hard to see. If you pressure him with that hand down, he'll pull and look for a check hook. Now, it's a little different in this matchup because Gastelum is another southpaw. We're not going to see the hand fight. We're going to see a lot of jabs between them. Those are some interesting points in Daniel Rodriguez's game. How do we see this matchup, Daniel versus Kelvin? What do you think, Ellie?
I love this matchup. I think this is going to be an awesome fight. I think that they are both some crisp strikers. But I got to give the slight edge to Kelvin Gastelum. He's got some of the crispest boxing I've ever seen in the UFC. And if your plan is to stand in range and trade shots with him, I think he's gonna find a way to win in that fight. It'll be interesting if it goes to the ground. I think it probably will go to the ground. But I got Kelvin Gastelum coming out on top.
What do you think, Ryan?
Kelvin Gastelum's an absolute beast. It's been a pleasure to watch him over the years, from winning the Ultimate Fighter finale against Uriah Hall to challenging for the world title against Israel Adesanya and rocking the taller man with a head kick. Perhaps we could see him bring that back. We saw Ian Gary have success with that technique against Daniel Rodriguez in the past. They're both southpaws. It makes for an interesting match. They both have pretty loose boxing. Personally, I want to see Kelvin Gastelum go to the wrestling. Get some takedowns. Mix it up. We saw Neil Magny overwhelm Rodriguez and end up finishing with a Darce choke in the third round. Potentially, we could see Kelvin Gastelum doing the same thing, or it'll be an old-fashioned shootout. May the best man win. Southpaw versus southpaw.
Yeah,
Robin, what do you think between these two?
The recurring theme we're hitting is that Kelvin Gastelum is more well-rounded, both as a striker and as a fighter. He's got really good kicks. He doesn't use them that much, but he's much more of a kicker than D-Rod. D-Rod is so much of a boxer. He's good at finding you from odd angles when he gets his flurries going. That's where his game excels. If Kelvin bangs it out with him, it could go either way. But if Kelvin uses some of that wrestling, some of that scrambling, some more kicks, I would love to see him use that to take over this matchup. I got Kelvin by decision. What do you think, Kelly?
I also have Kelvin by decision, but I do think Daniel Rodriguez is a well-rounded striker. His left kick is super snappy, is super powerful. I don't see Kelvin Gastelum landing a head kick, although I want him to. But I think Kelvin Gastelum's edge, I feel like, is just like his looseness and ability to control range.
Fluid hands.
Yeah, D-Rod comes at like more of a traditional type. Yeah, D-Rod's got more of like a traditional type of kickboxing style. It's very like textbook. And I think that Kelvin Gastelum's just looseness will eventually draw him into the shot.
Nice.
Let's go Kelvin Gastelum.
Kelvin Gastelum, let's see that speed.